My name is Nandita. I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Good morning, dear friends. Today we are going to discuss about Adivasis. Over 95% of the scheduled tribes still live in rural areas, and economic exploitation remains their most acute problem. Less than 10% are itinerant gatherers, but more than half depend on forest produce for their livelihood, many in the form of tendu leaf used for the production of bidi, means cigarettes. From the time of British administration, there have been laws regulating their ownership and use of the forest, and today most of the forest land is effectively nationalized, with a large areas contracted out to private commercial interest. This has progressively deprived Adivasi communities of rights in the land, and they can be fined or imprisoned for taking forest produce which has traditionally been theirs. The ostensible reason for the state intervention has been to stop the destruction of the forest land, which has continued throughout this century. These are the large number of reasons for deforestation, although it is often blamed on the Adivasi shifting cultivation practices. One has been the increase in demand for firewood as fuel, another is the impact of commercial, sometimes illegal loggings. A serious threat to Adivasis is a large scale dam building for irrigation and hydroelectricity. A number of hydro schemes have been carried out since independence, and a constitutional and political battle was long waged over the constructions of a large dams in the Narmada basin. One third of planned for the river. The protest ultimately failed to halt the dam project, which meant ahead. One of the world's largest dam, the Sardar Sarovar Dam, reached its maximum capacity in September 2019. According to local indigenous activities, at least 178 villages had been partially or fully submerged, leading to the displacement of thousands of inhabitants. As it with as with the scheduled caste, members of scheduled tribes are beneficiaries of affirmative action provisions laid down in the constitution, which reserve places in education, the civil services, and nationalized industries. Affirmative actions policies have led to the noticeable increase of Adivasis in government sector, employment, and in public educational institutions. However, any success of the reservation policies have been uneven across sectors, while the significant improves are visible at the lower levels of governmental services. There is a birth of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe representation at the higher echelons of public services and key governmental posts. Furthermore, an affirmative action policy strictly limited to the public sector have not improved to the prospects of Adivasis in growing private sector. Adivasis often face a hardships and exclusion of because of physical remoteness, poverty, and prevalent social prejudices. Since few Adivasis finishing schooling, most of are unable to use the reserved places in higher education or the civil services. The Panchayati Raj Extension to the Scheduled Areas Act of 1996 was introduced in the late 1990 as a legislative means of promoting self-governance in rural areas through the creation of local village bodies. This legislation has helped Adivasis to formulate responses to various local issues and to organize themselves at the local level by building local political institutions. The implementation of the Act needs to strengthen further to help Adivasis to protect their interests and identify in various states across the India. Thank you.